entire mouth, like, I'm gonna sue, like, I'm gonna go to the doctor, not have to pay anything, I'm gonna sue you guys, because she just...
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys horror stories of me being a waitress. So basically, I've been a waitress for about 3 years. I think in March it's going to be 3 years that I've been working at a waitress at my parents' restaurant. So within those 3 years, I've had plenty of crazy, odd, weird, rude experiences and some great experiences that you guys can see by my Katt Williams video. If you guys haven't seen it before, I'm going to link it in the bio. You guys should definitely watch it. It's a funny one, and that was a great day for me. So I'm just going to be telling you guys 3 stories today. So the first one, it's pretty recent. It actually happened this weekend, this Saturday. I was at work, and these 2 ladies had came in, and I guess they had never been there before, and they had gotten, like, my parents' restaurant is called Latin Flavor Cafe, and I guess they got it confused with Latin America. So they're like, oh yeah, like, is this like all the other Latin Americas? Da-da-da-da. And I'm like, oh no, it's not like this. I know a lot of people get confused. I'm like, no, like, this is Latin Flavor. Like, we're not, you know, affiliated or associated. Like, this is a completely different restaurant from the other one. So I was like, yeah, you know, it's not affiliated with any other one. Like, this is a completely different restaurant. So they're like, oh, okay, so, like, you guys don't have breakfast? And I'm like, yeah, we have breakfast. Like, oh, here are the menus. Like, I showed them the menu. And, like, let's say, for example, this is a face mask. I'm like, oh, like, everything over here, like, this is breakfast. So they were like, oh, okay, whatever. So they just, like, look at it really quick. And she's like, the lady, she was Cuban. So she was like, she was speaking to me in Spanish. She's like, ajá, bueno, yo quiero huevo revuelto con bacon y una tostada de papa frita. And I'm like, okay, like, it comes with a tostada or French fries. So I'm like, you can have both of them, but just one of them is going to be charged separately. So she was just telling me what she wanted. She's like, oh yeah, like, I want scrambled eggs, bacon, and a Cuban toast and French fries. And, like, the breakfast comes with a Cuban toast or French fries. So I was like, you know, I was just explaining to them, like, obviously you can have both, but obviously I just didn't want them to be surprised when they got the bill and they saw that one of them was going to be charged separately. So she's like, oh, I don't get it. What do you mean? And I'm like, it comes with one or the other. Like, you can have a tostada or French fries. And then I was about to say, like, since it was 2 of them, like, okay, if you guys want to share, like, one of you guys can get French fries, the other one can get a Cuban toast, and you guys could share, but whatever. She's like, I don't get it. Like, what does it come with? So I'm like, okay, it comes with, I was speaking in Spanish, I'm like, it comes with 2 eggs any style, sausage, bacon, or ham, and a Cuban toaster fries. So she's like, ajá, bueno, she's like, huevo revuelto, tocineta, y una tostada de papa frita. And I'm like, okay, like, I understand, but I'm telling you, you can have both of them, but just one of them is going to be charged separately. So she's like, she's just, I don't know why she's so confused, because I'm explaining to you, like, perfectly. So she's like she's looking confused, and, like, she's looking stink, whatever. I don't know if she was mad because she accidentally came to the wrong place, but whatever. So then she's like, ajá, y esa. She's like, esa que está en la máquina de café. She's like, ella habla español bien para que me lo explique. And I'm like, I'm shook, like, I'm confused. She said, she was like, oh yeah, she's like, oh, like, who's that girl over there? Like, oh, does she speak Spanish well so that she can explain it to me? So I'm like, like, I felt like it was, I stared at her for a minute, but I was just thinking in my head, I'm like, did this lady really just basically tell me I did not know how to speak Spanish? Like, is this real life? Like, I know I don't speak Spanish, like, 100% fluently, like, I didn't go to school in DR, like, none of that, but I speak Spanish pretty well, like, to be honest, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I speak Spanish pretty well. So I was like, sí, habla español bien, pero yo también lo hablo bien, así que yo te lo puedo explicar. So I guess as soon as I said that, one of my other coworkers walks past, and she's like, oh, hola, like, ¿cómo está? Like, oh, ¿cómo te puedo ayudar? And, like, I guess, like, she saw that I was aggravated, and the lady was just looking at me, like, all stink. So she's like, yeah, like, let me just help this lady, because this does not look like it's about to be pretty or whatever. So then, like, she starts to explain the same exact thing to her, and all of a sudden, she understands. I'm like, cool, like, that's fine, whatever. So I just walk away, and I just tell my friend, I'm like, okay, you can have that table. Like, I'm not gonna wait on them because they're rude. So whatever. So they just end up waiting on them, this and that or whatever. And then my friends, and then at the end, like, when they're paying, like, my friend, she charges them, like, they paid in cash, and then she brought them back their change. And I happened to be, like, standing in front of them, but, like, not really literally right in front of them, but, like, leaning on one of the fridges that was near where they were sitting at the bar. So I hear her tell, like, the girl that paid, she looks at her friend, she's like, yo no le voy a dejar nada. She's like, oh, I'm not gonna leave her anything. And, like, I heard her say that, and I was looking at her like, huh? So whatever, I guess like she saw that I looked at her, like as soon as like I saw like she caught my glance, like I was just like, okay. And then like she kind of looks at me and like she smiles, I guess, because she got caught, and like she like from her change, like she takes out $1 and like she just leaves it like in the little like receipt booklet or whatever, like with the change that was left there. So they're like, oh yeah, bye, ciao, gracias, da da da, and I'm like, bye, whatever. So my friend comes and she comes to take out her checkbook. I'm like, girl, I'm like, I just saved you. I'm like, that $1, I'm like, that was all me, because they was about to leave you the 36 cents that were in the booklet only. It's like, oh, what do you mean? And I'm like, I told her, I'm like, that lady said she was not about to leave you anything, and it wasn't until I looked at her that I guess she felt bad that she left you something. I'm like, that's just so rude. Like, if you come somewhere and you sit down and somebody's giving you service, like, unless your service was terrible, unless you had a bad waiter, like, how are you not going to leave them a tip? Like, if you don't have money to tip, you can get your food to go. You can go to places that don't have waiter service. You could go to McDonald's. Like, you have so many other options. But if somebody's waiting on you, like, mi amor, they're expecting a tip, like, just because she's like, oh, you know, lo voy a dejar nada. Like, no, like, that's not okay. Like, sis, do better. Whatever, so they left. And I hope I don't see them again because they were very rude. Like, I'm like, yo. I remember I was telling all of my coworkers, I'm like, yeah, she said I don't know how to speak Spanish. And they're like, what? Like, oops. Yeah, so I had told my coworkers what they had said. And they're like, what? Like, what do you mean? What is she talking about? They're like, you speak Spanish very well, because obviously, like, they know I wasn't, like, I was born here. So they're like, no, like, a lot of them are like, no, when I met you, like, I would have thought that you grew up speaking Spanish, like, you were born in some Spanish-speaking country. They're like, yeah, that lady's just stupid. So the entire day when everybody was talking to me, I'm like, oh, no, I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish, I'm sorry. Like, it was really funny, but honestly, like, in the moment, I was really, really aggravated, because I'm like, yo, how this lady gonna tell me I don't know how to speak Spanish? Like, excuse me. But whatever, that's none of my business. I hope that she has, that she had a great day, because she's blessed and highly favored. But anyways, so then the second story is not something that literally happened to me, but it happened to one of my coworkers. But I was at work that day. So it was just a regular day. It was a regular Sunday, and she had this table. It was this man and his son. So whatever, like, she goes to the table, she gives them the menu, like, she asks them what they want to drink and stuff. And the guy, he ordered a hot chocolate. So she goes, she makes his hot chocolate, and she brings it to him. So then the other girl that was working there, the other girl, her name is Natalia. Natalia was walking around the salon. I guess, like, the guy called her, and he was like, I need to speak to a manager. So she's like, oh, okay, like, that's fine. Like, oh, yeah, like, what happened? And he was like, the girl that, she's like, oh, my server, like, she made this hot chocolate so hot, I just burned my entire mouth. Like, I'm gonna sue. Like, I'm gonna go to the doctor and I have to pay anything. I'm gonna sue you guys because she just burned my entire mouth. So she's like, okay. So she walks away, and, like, me and my other friend, Sophia, the one who was waiting on him, she was, like, we were standing next to each other, whatever, and she's like, oh, yeah, like, she was telling me because my parents own the restaurant, so usually, like, if anything would happen and they weren't there, like, I was just always one who would deal with it. So he's like, oh, yeah, like, he wants to speak to the manager, da-da-da, and she's like, oh, no, like, I'll just go and talk to him. And then she's like, no, like, no, don't go, because he's very upset. She's like, oh, what happened? And then, like, she recounted what the guy had told us, what the guy had told her. So then I'm like, okay, well, this guy sounds crazy. So I'm like, I really don't want to go over there because, like, in some situations, like, I'm confrontational, but in others, I'm like, not really. Like, I don't have time for this guy to go and, like, curse me out and tell him, and tell me that he's gonna sue us because he burned his mouth. Like, what am I supposed to tell him? Like, I mean, his mouth is already burned. Like, I don't understand. What are we supposed to do? So I had gone into the kitchen where my friend at the time, she was a kitchen manager, and I'm like, yeah, like, I need you to go talk to him because I don't know what to tell him. And she's like, what? Like, no. And I'm like, no, like, I cannot go. So we're all of it, literally, nobody's in the dining room at this point. We're all just in the kitchen, we're arguing, we're like, who's gonna go, because my parents weren't there. Like, my dad was usually the one that would, like, deal with those type of things if he was there. So I'm like, well, my dad's not here, so, yeah, what's the tea? Like, who's gonna go? And my brother was working there at the time. So I'm like, oh, like, Darwin, go. And he's like, if I go out there, he's like, I'm gonna laugh in his face. Like, no. So I'm like, okay, well, nobody can go and laugh in this man's face. So what are we gonna do? So my friend, she ended up going, the one who's a kitchen manager. So she goes and she's like, oh, hola, ¿qué pasó? Da-da-da. Like, the guy, like, he's just like, just being rude to her. He's like, oh, no, like, I burned my mouth so badly, da-da-da-da, like, I'm gonna sue you guys. Like, why would she bring it to me so hot? Like, I told her I wanted it warm and it was steaming hot. Like, what if my son would have drank it? Da-da-da-da. And she's like,
okay,
So she's like literally like when he would like even like the way that he was telling her like how exaggerated and like extra he was being, she low-key started to laugh, and I guess it was just getting the guy even more mad, and she's like, oh, like I'm sorry about that, this and that or whatever. But the thing was, like, he was speaking her in Spanish, and my friend who was waiting on him, he had told her, he was like, oh, like, lo quiero líquido. So he had told her, like, oh, that he wanted it líquido. Well, my friend said that he said, oh, yo lo quiero líquido. But then he's like, oh, no, like, yo le dije que yo lo quería tibio, which means, like, he was saying he wanted it, like, to be liquidy, but liquidy and, like, tibio, which is warm in Spanish, they kind of, like, sound the same. So I guess he was just, I don't know, he was just trying to switch up. But she's like, no, because literally when he said he wanted it líquido, she was looking at him like, what do you mean you want it liquid? Like, of course hot chocolate is going to be liquid. Like, we're not going to bring you a smoothie, whatever. So whatever, like, he's just being super rude. He's like, oh, what's her name? What's her name? Da-da-da-da. Like, if anything, like, I'm going to send her the bill, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if my friend ended up giving it to him or not, but whatever. So she just walks away. And at this point, like, my friend is pissed. Like, literally, like, she just stormed out because she was pissed. She was like, this man is ridiculous, and obviously none of us would let her go to the table because we didn't know what she was gonna say. So literally, like, she started crying, like, she left, like, she was just so irritated. And as soon as she left, like, I think 2 minutes later, my dad ended up getting there, and he saw her. He was like, what happened? And we explained to him what happened. And my dad is like the king of finessing. Like, my dad is such a people's person. Like, he went over to the table and he's like, oh, like, what happened? Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, oh, can I give you like a complimentary like fresh squeezed orange juice? Like, I'm really sorry about that. Like, just like calming this guy down and whatever. Like, the guy just didn't end up paying, and he just ended up leaving. So yeah, the guy was ridiculous, and luckily he never came back to the restaurant, because how are you gonna, like, you ordered a hot chocolate, like, what did you expect? You should have blew on your hot chocolate. If you, like, I'm the type of person, I always ask for everything warm because I have a super, super sensitive tongue. And even if I ask for it warm, I still blow because I'm not trying to get burned. So I don't know what he thought, but whatever. So yeah, so that was the second story. So in the third story, this wasn't exactly one of my tables either, but I was there when it happened. So it was like this group of ladies, they had came, it was like 5 or 6 of them. And my friend, she had brought them the menus and whatever, like they were just looking at the menus. And at that time we had like a paper that was like, that we just had stuck on all of the menus with the lunch special, because that's something that we had implemented before. Like, that's something that, it was kind of new, so it wasn't like anything, like we hadn't had it made in the menus yet. So like, it just had like all of the lunch special, and it said Monday through Friday from 11 to 3 p.m. So they had came on a weekend. So they started ordering or whatever, like they were like looking at the menu, and it looked like they were all like looking at the lunch menus or whatever. And my friend was like, oh yeah, like everything you guys are ordering, you guys can have it. It's just a different price because those are our lunch specials. Like, that's for Monday through Friday. As you guys can see there, it says 11 to 3 p.m. So they're like, oh, like, what do you mean? And she's like, oh, like, on the weekends we don't have lunch specials. Like, it says it there on the paper, like, that's only Monday through Friday, but we just have it in all the menus, you know? Like, if you just flip the page, we have basically all the same things. It's just at our regular price. So they're like, oh, no, like, that's wrong. Like, why would you just have that paper there, like, as false advertisement, this and that or whatever? Like, why would you do that? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it literally says it there, Monday through Friday, like, 11 to 3 p.m. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, it's no false advertisement. Like, it's there clearly in red. Like, you can see it. It's not in no, like, tiny print where you can't see it. Like, no, it's clear and visible. So whatever, like, they're just, like, there, like, haciendo mala cara, like, just making ugly faces, this and that or whatever. So my dad happened to be there. So, like, he got up to the table. He's like, oh, yeah, is everything okay? And they're like, no, like, I just don't think that you guys should have that in the menus. Like, if you guys don't have it on the weekends, like, you should take it out. Like, I don't, like, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, we're over here thinking that we can order from this menu. And I'm like, mi amor, pero tú no puedes leer. Like, can you not read? Like, it literally says there, Monday through Friday, 11 to 3 p.m. Like, I don't understand. Like, what's the tea? Like, where do you go to a restaurant on a Sunday and they have lunch specials? Nowhere. Like, but whatever. So my dad was like, oh yeah, you know, like, I'm sorry about that. Like, oh, like, you know, thank you for telling me that. Like, I'll take that into consideration. Like, if you guys want, like, we'll give you guys complimentary drinks from like our fountain or whatever. Like, you guys won't have to pay for the drinks, whatever. So then they're like, oh, okay, like, oh, great, thanks. So basically, like, what they wanted was they wanted something for free. So whatever, they all order and this and that, whatever. And like, my friend, like, she brings all of their food out to them, and I'm still there because I'm waiting. Like, I'm waiting to eat, and then I'm gonna go home. So then they're all there, and my friend, like, she goes, I think after she had like gone to like pick up their plates or something like that. So mind you, we pick up the plates, like, todo lo plato vacío, like, all of the plates are empty. Like, they ate everything. Like, maybe like they left a little bit of food, but it could have easily been because they were full. So So after when she's breaking them the check, they're like, no, but honestly, like we didn't like the food, like it was really bad, like the rice was hard, like esto y lo otro, que sé yo qué, que sé yo cuánto, and I'm like, what? So whatever, my friend comes and she calls me because I think my dad had already left. No, I think my dad didn't want to call. My dad was like, Brett, honestly, just go deal with it because like I can't, like those ladies are just so extra. So I go over there, I'm like, oh yeah, like what's wrong, I'm sorry. And then she's like, oh no, like honestly, like the food was just really bad, like we just ate it because we were so hungry, but like the rice was hard, like we could barely eat it, like her chicken was like desabrillo, like it didn't taste like anything, this and that or whatever. But mind you, like I'm looking down at their plates and I'm looking like, sis, like where's the food though, because you're obviously leaving full. And then she's like, no, but like it's just because we were really hungry, like we couldn't wait for more food, but like honestly, like I don't know, like I don't think that we should pay for this. So I'm like, what? Like bruh, like they literally ate everything, like they ate everything. But I'm a type of person, like when somebody's complaining, like if they're just complaining, like I don't want to deal with you, like you could just go, like it's fine, like don't pay for your food, like it is completely fine, like just go, please don't come back because ain't nobody got time. So I think I'm like, okay, like let me see what I can do or whatever. And I think by that time my dad had already left and he was like, I don't know, he's like, whatever, just deal with this. I'm like, I don't think anybody ended up paying for I don't think anybody paid for their food. I'm just like, honestly, like, it's fine, like I'm really sorry about that, like I hope you guys can come back another time and you guys can give us another chance, like I'm sorry for the inconvenience, this and that or whatever. But they all just ended up leaving, and my the girl, like she was pissed, like the waitress, because she's like, oh no, like that's so ridiculous that she's like, they literally left everything, like they literally ate everything, like how are they not gonna pay for anything? And I'm like, girl, honestly, like I'm sorry, but you just took an L, like because obviously none of them left her a tip anyway. So literally what they wanted was just to come and eat free food, because like they literally ate everything. Like if you really did not like something, you're not gonna literally eat all of it. So yeah, these are the 3 story times that I've had. Like people honestly are just so ridiculous sometimes, but that's just a part of working with people. I feel like everybody should work at a restaurant at least once, because honestly you really see how extra and how odd and how rude some people are. Like it really helps with your patience. So I really hope that you guys have enjoyed these story times. If you guys like these type of videos, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more waitress horror stories in the future, make sure to leave it in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.